Fishing rights will be officially handed over to cooperatives from 2 towns on the Northern Cape's coast. It's a first for South Africa, and the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries says cooperatives from all 4 coastal provinces will benefit. Previously, individual community members had to apply themselves or through companies. The department says it has invested resources in working with more than 300 communities in the 4 coastal provinces to recognise small-scale fishermen and small-scale fishing communities. The fishing rights will be valid for 15 years. Our reporter Ulrich Hendriks is at Port Nolloth in the Northern Cape.
Nolloth today in the Namaqualand, where of course the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries will be handing over fishing rights to locals, cooperatives from the Honderklip Bay and Port Nolloth areas here in the Namaqualand. Of course, previously these permits or fishing rights were handed to some big companies or to individual businesses here along the coast, and there were lots of complaints that locals did not really benefit from those fishing rights or quotas. Of course, these areas along the coast, there are generations and generations of fishermen, and some say this is all they ever wanted to do, all that they are meant to do. And so a lot of happiness here today about these fishing rights being given to these cooperatives. To talk to us about this more is the Northern Cape MEC for Agriculture and Fisheries, Norman Shushu. MEC, how will this benefit locals?
The provision of the quotas or the allocation of the quotas to our small fishermen and women will definitely benefit the communities of Port Nolloth as well as the community of Honderklip Bay. I think it will ensure that there's job creation and that there's participation by small fisheries in the mainstream of the fishing economy, and this will naturally ensure that it deals with the issues of poverty as well as ensuring that there's food security within these communities. And we think that this is one of the best things that our government could have done to empower these communities locally.
And looking at the fishes that are being exhibited here, of course local species found here in the Northern Cape and along this coast, but there's also this threat of overfishing, and that fish stocks along the coast are becoming less.
Yeah, I think that there's careful consideration been given in the allocation of these quotas to ensure that there is sustainable fishing that actually happens, that there's no overfishing taking place. And I think it will also assist our communities to become more responsible and to take care of the resources that must be sustained, because the sustainable fishing will definitely contribute to ensure that there's stability in our communities, that our communities are empowered, and that they are also making a contribution in the economy. So there's an important aspect for sustainable development to understand that we need to look after our marine resources.
Beneficiation of these fish species, we're standing basically next to a fish factory, and then we're also talking about a harbour that was supposed to be built in this area. Those projects, how far are those?
Well, we're hoping that now that there's been allocations made to the communities, that we will partner with the Department of Public Works to ensure that we resuscitate the facilities. As you can see, there used to be factories here, and we just need to ensure that we ensure these cooperatives participate in the entire value chain, where we have agro-processing taking place here, processing of the fish resources here, as well as the marketing, and so that the entire value chain can ensure more jobs are created, because jobs are normally created when you process the product that you have. So yes, there's a challenge for us to ensure that this facility is upgraded to a state where it can benefit the fisheries, where it can benefit all the cooperatives that we have around here.
Thank you very much, MEC, Northern Cape MEC of Agriculture and Forestry and Fisheries. Well, the communities here obviously will benefit, and to talk to us about this is Morgan Johnson. Morgan, exciting day for you?
Very exciting. We've been waiting for a long time for this to happen, and exactly today is the day that everything's come to the point where we started. The aim is to get fishing rights for the community of for the fishing community of Port Nolloth. What we're going to get today, we don't know, but excited. It feels like, something has just come out of my shoulders, and I'm so delighted for the entire fishing community of Port Nolloth there.
So, tell us about the fish that we have here. What do you hope that you basically going to get in this lucky packet fishing rights that will be handed out today?
Yeah, fortunately, everything that you see here make lionfish out, and I'm sure that the government will give us lionfish. We don't know how much, we don't know what, but I'm almost 100% sure that we'll get all of these species. We've got angel here, we've got snook here, we've got yellowtail, and then we've got monk here as well.
And how much do fishing rights or quotas do you need to fish sustainably in this community of yours?
Look, what we had in the past for the interim was not sufficient. We hope we're going to get more. We're going to get more lobster. We know the lobster is in the red zone. We understand that, but we just hope we're going to get more lobster and more of the other species, so that we can have a sustainable living.
Thank you very much, Morgan Johnson. He is, of course, the chair of one of the cooperatives that will receive fishing quotas. Of course, they're hoping that they'll get sufficient quotas and that elusive but very endangered rock lobster to be able to fish sustainably and to provide for their family and to sort of get this economy of this towns and area going again.